want to hear this. So, okay, so I need some help with this as far as you guys as coaches, because I want you to know my vision very clearly for you guys. And my vision is not about Beachbody. Let me just put it out there. My vision is not about Beachbody at all. My vision is about you and me in community and a close-knit team. That's what my vision is about. But obviously, Beachbody is our avenue to reach more people to grow a big team, right? Like, that's how we can do this. If we don't have an avenue to get more people on board to live out this awesome opportunity, then we're not going to build the team. I'm not going to build the team, and you're not going to build the team. So my vision is about a team. My vision is about pouring into you guys, honoring you guys, celebrating you guys, helping you be successful. And so my goal is to keep recruiting people who want to grow their business so that we grow as a team. That's my vision. My vision is not to like the whole workouts and be crazy with my nutrition. Been there, done that. Like, it doesn't give me it doesn't do anything for us as a team. That doesn't mean you shouldn't be committed to that at all, because that's part of the business activities. But my vision for you guys is to absolutely have a team of 15 coaches who are hardworking, who are ready to learn how to grow themselves so that you guys can grow your business. And we do this together in a partnership. And guys, I don't have a sister. I don't have women who are close-knit around me to lift me up and to encourage me and to do this life with me. I have two sister-in-laws who don't want anything to do with the business. They don't want anything to do with being healthy. They don't want anything to do with making a community out of this. They don't want nothing to do with it. So you guys are my family. You guys are my sisters. That's where my vision lies. And I need to know that that's what you want too, that's what you want out of this. And I'm telling you, if we can get past the programs, we can get past the nutrition, we can get past all the craziness of getting no's all the time and feeling like we're not getting anywhere and we're not doing anything, and focus on what our true vision is, which is to honor our husbands, honor our home, be present in our home. If we're working outside the home, we cannot be fully present in the home. Like, that's a conviction of mine. I can't be the mom that I want to be. I'm not saying that's for everyone. I'm not saying that you cannot do that. I'm saying for me, my vision is to get home as soon as possible so that I can fully focus on my family and fully focus on my passion, my dreams that God has put in front of me. So we have to think big and dream big to do that. And we have to not focus on the business part of this. We have to focus on our passion, our dream, focus on that vision. So I just wanted you guys to know before I brought Libby on, just while I had a second, to just let you know that I'm done with the excuses. I'm done with letting Satan get the best of me on making me feel like I'm not capable, I'm not adequate. I know without a shadow of a doubt I'm here for a reason. Like, I have freaking 8 years of education in the medical field. Are you kidding me? Like, I want to give that up because that is not where God, I can't share him in where I'm at. I cannot share Christ in my workplace. I cannot be an encouragement and a motivation to other women in my workplace. It's not where I need to be. But I can't get where I want to get until I let down those fears. And I was just overwhelmed at Platinum Edge because it was literally like speaking to me. It was speaking to me. And it was all about fears and failures and crap that gets in the way that we let take over. And honestly, what it was about is not honoring the purpose that God has put in front of us. Basically, that's what it was about, of God's given you a huge purpose and you're not honoring it. When you don't show up every day, when you don't rely on him every day to get your workout in, to eat well, to reach more people, we're not honoring my purpose. And so basically I'm saying, yep, I'm too scared. Yep, I don't think I'm adequate enough. I don't think I'm good enough. And I'm letting that win. I'm letting those negative thoughts win. And it sucks. And I've been in that crappy place for too long. But I mean, my vision is for sisterhood, for a tribe, for a team. Guys, I'm telling you, like, you have no idea the stuff that's on my dream board of the places that I want to take you, the gifts and the rewards that I want to give to you. Like, that's the essence of why I want to do this, is to have a sisterhood of other women for the rest of my life. I cannot do this alone. And so I just want you to know that this business is not about Beachbody. Thankfully, thank God that he brought this opportunity so we have an avenue and a way to get to where we really want to get. But it's not about Beachbody. And so I just want you to know that I'm like, inside I'm scared and I'm fearful because I have all these like awesome things that I know we can do. But I know that we've got so far to go. I have so far to go. You guys have so far to go. And so it's a fear, like this fear sets in of like, are you really capable of doing it? But the reality is that's a limitation that we and I am putting on God. It's a limitation. Our fear of what can we do, what can we not do, it's a limitation. And we are basically putting God in a box and saying, I don't know if you can handle that one. I don't know if you can do that. It is. It's a fear. And so done. I want you guys on this with me for the long haul. I need you guys around me. I need that encouragement. I need that positive sisterhood. So that leads me to, in our app, we have basically everybody came on with me that first month to do the app. We got everybody like rock and rolling. You guys have that down, no big deal. And then I said, fly, spread your wings and fly, which is exactly how this business works. Like literally, when you bring someone on, you teach them and they have to fly. That's how you help someone else. But this is my issue, is that when you guys are flying, we aren't connected, because we're not using like our team page as a connection point. Like we're not utilizing it as though I would like for us to utilize it. Like share our crappy days, share our successful days, share what we're learning, share what we're struggling with, like be in there with each other. And so I know y'all are doing great in your groups, and that's not even the problem. Like I don't care about the groups. Honestly, I care about the connection that we have. And so I have a lot of coaches who are here just for the discount. And so the Fit Club, so to answer your question, Tabitha, the Fit Club I had because I had so many coaches who don't want to grow the business. They just want the discount and they need accountability. Well, I want them to have that accountability. I want them to have that. But the issue becomes is I have so much pressure on me to help them be successful when they really aren't in it like that. Like they aren't committed. And that's okay. Like I'm okay with that. But I don't know the best way to handle it. Like I can keep doing groups after groups after groups. But I just don't know from y'all's opinion if the Fit Club served its purpose. Like, was it a place that you felt like there was grace there, that like, okay, well, I didn't show up for 2 months. Now I can come back and I can try it again. And like, I don't know. I don't want it to be a place of too much comfort that people don't get what they need out of it. And so I'm really struggling with how to move forward with the people who finish a group and where they go next. Because basically I'm responsible for daily posting and keeping everybody engaged and motivated. And then when nobody does anything, I feel very defeated. And so I would love your opinion on that. Like literally, I'm going to post in our team page, give me your thoughts on the Fit Club and should I bring it back? That's basically what I'm going to post. And I really need your input and your help with that, because I'm like, I know that this is what we do. Like, it's a no-brainer to me. I post my workouts, post my nutrition, post some encouragement. Like, that's my life. So it's not a big deal to do the groups. I just feel like people are not receiving success because they don't have any boundaries. They can just come and go as you please. Okay, yeah, I didn't do very well. I'll try again, not do this, not do that. And it just puts a level of like non-commitment on everybody's part. And it just settles me because I want you guys to be successful. So I feel unsettled when nobody's getting what they want out of it, or I feel like they're not. So anyways, anybody have any questions about what my vision is for us, what we need to do, how we need to get there? Any thoughts on the Fit Club? I would really love to have your input. Write it down if you have anything, because I'm going to let Tabitha, let Libby jump in and talk with us. So if you have questions or comments or thoughts, please take a second to write that down while I introduce Libby. And I'm getting messages. I've got several people. I reached out to a bunch of people telling them that they need to get on this call because Libby has been such an inspiration to me, and I wanted to make sure that she was encouraged. And so give me 2 seconds, and then I'm going to reply to these. Okay, tell him that when she's here. Okay. All right, so we may have a few more jumping on, but that's okay. So, okay, guys, so you guys know we started this team call on Wednesdays, and my goal is to bring to you as much valuable information and truly help to just keep you encouraged and motivated. And then I wanted to start bringing on some guest speakers, and so I had a conversation with Libby several months ago, like long ago, and I'm not going to go too much into it because I'm sure she may go into that a little bit, but Libby is awesome. She is a wife. She's a mom of two boys, and boy mom, just like myself. And she used to be a teacher, and God called her home, so she's homeschooling her boys. And she most recently got the amazing opportunity by Beachbody. She applied and got into the newest program, Country Heat, and was part of their exclusive, like, hush hush. She couldn't even tell me a lot of stuff. I was like, Libby, tell me details, and she could not, which is, I respect that, and I love that, because now I know, like, it's just such a really neat opportunity. So so this is Libby. I'm so glad to have her on, and I just wanted her to have the opportunity to share her story, because she's all new to this. Like, literally 3 months she was in closed doors, and she hasn't really gotten out to the world, so she was kind of in freak out mode to even get into the real life of what a real online by yourself challenge group was. And so she just recently joined my challenge group, and I'm excited to have her share with us. So, all right, Libby.
Okay. Hi. So I met Chenille several months ago, and we actually had never met face to face until like 2 weeks ago. But we had mutual friends, so she and I found each other on Facebook, and I had seen all of her posts about working out and eating healthy, and it was stuff I was really interested in. I mean, honestly, I reached out to her and told her I was interested. But, and I'm sure you guys have all experienced this in your time as a coach, but it wasn't the right time for me. I had a little bit of sticker shock with the price. Not that it wasn't worth it, but I wasn't prepared for that, and it wasn't in our budget. And I later told Chenille that at that point in my life, I couldn't invest that kind of money in a workout program for myself because I had such a long record of failure. I had tried 100 different things and failed 100 different times. I was terribly overweight, and I knew that, or at least I thought. Now my thoughts have changed. But then I was like, there's no way I can spend that kind of money on something that basically I'm not going to do, because I did not believe in myself, and I didn't believe that I could do it. So she was so kind and encouraging and said, just keep in touch. And that was awesome. So thank you again, Chenille, for being so patient and kind with me. But because of her, I had actually heard about Beachbody. Until then, I had never even heard of it, or didn't really know what it was. And then this opportunity literally fell into my lap. to apply to be in a test group for a new workout program. And I was like, I'll apply. There's no way they're going to choose me. That's ridiculous. I'm just a stay-at-home mom that, they're not going to choose me. No way. So I applied just kind of to say that I did, say that I tried. And then to my shock and awe, they selected me. And I had no idea what I was in for. And turns out I got put in a test group for Country Heat. And I am not a dancer. I sort of liked country music, but it wasn't like my musical choice. And I decided, okay, if they're going to help me through this, I'll at least give it a try. Thinking in the back of my head it was still not going to work because nothing had worked for me because I would always quit or it was too hard and I couldn't do burpees or whatever else it was I was supposed to be doing. So I decided, okay, fine, I'll try it. So for 4 months, 120 days, I committed to doing Country Heat every single day. Well, 6 days a week. I did Sundays were my off days. So 6 days a week, I did Country Heat. I followed the exact little schedule that comes with Country Heat. I followed the eating plan that comes with Country Heat, which was a huge change from what I had been eating. My portions were totally off. My ratio of what I was eating every day was horrible. And so that was a big adjustment. And through the test group, I had the accountability of a coach. And it wasn't Chenille, it was through the test group, so it was somebody different. But that was huge because I had to look at them. Like they contacted me every day and I had to tell them if I was eating right and they knew if I wasn't working out. But more than that, they were super encouraging. And every day they were telling me that I could do it. And even on the days that I was struggling or the weeks that the scale wasn't moving like I wanted it to, they were encouraging and they were just cheering me on and so helpful. They always had advice and helpful hints on things that I could do to, flavor my water. It was just easy stuff like that. But for someone like me that had not been doing those things, I really struggled with the simple stuff like drinking enough water and making sure that I wasn't starving to death at 8 o'clock at night because I had, miscalculated how to eat that day. So 4 months went by, and at the end of 4 months, I had lost 52 pounds doing Country Heat. Yes,
So
it was
crazy.
awesome. Hang on, I'm going to see if I can, I don't know if this will work. I'm going to try to show you. I don't know if you can really see it.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
A little
Awesome.
shadowy.
It's unbelievable. Wow.
So Country Heat ended September 18th-ish that was my last day to do it. And before it ended, I decided to contact Chenille again because I knew I did not want to go backwards. I did not want to put weight back on. I still have weight I need to lose. And I have learned from the test group how important it is not only to have someone keeping me accountable, and that's huge for me because I'm a total slacker. I really don't want to be a slacker, but I just am. So having someone know that I have to check in with them and that they're going to ask if I haven't worked out, they're going to ask what's going on. But more than the accountability, I knew that I needed someone to cheer me on and to encourage me. It's hard. It is hard. I don't know if any of you guys I don't know what y'all's fitness journey has been, but I was big. Like I really, 70 pounds is my end goal of how much I need to lose. And that's overwhelming and it's defeating when you have that much weight to lose because it just seems hopeless. It's like, okay, I can lose 2 or 3 pounds, but then I'm cranky and I'm hungry and my muscles hurt. And it was so overwhelming that for 10 years, I just didn't do it. I had just resigned myself to being the fat mom and I wasn't happy about it, but it was so overwhelming and scary to me that that's just where I lived. So I want to encourage you that the people that you are encouraging and helping as coaches, it's huge. Knowing that there's someone cheering us on and knowing that someone believes in us even when we don't believe in ourselves, it's a game changer. So after Country Heat test group was over, I knew I still needed that. And so now Chanel is cheering me on. And I've switched programs now. I'm doing 21-day fix, which I'll just be real honest. I was like, oh, I've been doing Country Heat for 4 months. I totally have this. This is going to be a piece of cake. That's funny. With Country Heat, you don't do a whole lot of like muscle stuff. And so I had lost weight, but I really was not toned. Have mercy. It's been a rough week and a half. I have been like walking funny and I can't move my arm, but it's good. Obviously, that's what I needed. But it's really great that I am doing that and I'm sticking with it. And so I've lost how much more? I've lost 5 more pounds since I've stopped Country Heat. So that in and of itself was a huge victory, because I will tell you, I was terrified. I was flat terrified of not being in the test group anymore. I was afraid that I would fall off the wagon and that I wouldn't work out every day and I would mess up my eating. But I had someone encouraging me and I had someone keeping me accountable. And so I've been able to stick to it. And you always hear these different statistics of how long it takes to make a habit. I don't really know when things become habits, but I have still been getting up early and working out, which is shocking, honestly, in my life. For the test group, I had to, but now that I am just doing it on my own, I am still doing that. And I have it's just changed who I am. Before, I liked to sleep in, and I like to start my day slow with coffee and snuggles on the couch. And now, if I don't start my day with a workout, I'm kind of crabby. And then I'm super bummed out because I haven't done it, and there's this thing just weighing on me all day long. Oh, I've got to get my workout in. And my day is just so much better if I work out. But if you had told me that those words were going to come out of my mouth 5 months ago, I would have laughed in your face because I would never have believed it. But because I stuck with it, I have changed. My habits have changed. My approach to my eating and my approach to my health has changed. It has completely changed my life for the better. Like, my husband was in here a minute ago. He left. But my husband and my kids would all say that they much prefer this mom and wife to the one before. I was nice before, but I am happy and I'm healthy and I'm outgoing and I do things that I never would have done before. And it's because I found a workout that worked for me, because 4 months ago, I couldn't have done 21-day fix. I just couldn't have. I would have bought it and I would have quit because it was too hard. And even now, I still can't do the stinking burpees on whatever workout that is, but I'm trying and I'm doing the modification. And I'm not ashamed of that. I'm fine doing that. And someday I will do them. And it's going to be awesome.
That's right.
But I'm so glad Chanel let me be with you guys today, because I want you to know, even if someone tells you no at first, for whatever reason they give you, it may not be a forever no. And just keep it being encouraging, because I was in a really bad place of I had no faith in myself and no confidence, and I thought I would quit. And I had to get there on my own, but when I was ready and everything came in together in place, it was life-changing. And I'm so glad that now I do get to go on this journey with Chanel and still have her encouraging me. But please just keep encouraging your people that are on your team and people that you know need health and wellness. Just keep reaching out to them, because today may not be the day that they're supposed to start, but next month might be. And it's awesome to be able to watch someone's life change. So That's
Oh my gosh. Wow. So I've got a couple of questions that I would like for you to elaborate on, if you
okay.
don't mind, for just a few minutes. So tell me if you can just kind of briefly, we're all faith like Jesus girls, right? And that plays such a huge role, and I feel like I left that out of my journey and my like vision to the world, like on Facebook and everything, for so long, because I just did not make the connection. And so can you share a little bit about how you believe that God played a role in this, and your faith through this process? Because you just said that you are a different person, and we know that scripture says, like, be transformed, and that God is basically the only one that can do that. And so can you speak to that just a little bit, and throughout that journey?
Yes. Um, so first of all, God was in it the whole way through. Like I told you, I was completely defeated. I was in a really bad place and just decided that I was just going to be the fat mom. Um, and that wasn't the plan that God had for me. And I always knew that He had better for me. I mean, the Bible tells us He has the best for us. It's just sometimes we don't go after that, and we don't do the things that we're supposed to do. So I always knew that I was made for more, but I couldn't get past where I was. And for me, a lot of that honestly was Satan, and he had planted so many doubts and fears in my mind that I couldn't see past it. I really couldn't. It was almost crippling, and it made me not even want to try. So one day I just really started praying about it and asked God, if this is if this is the life I'm supposed to be living, then give me peace about that and let me be okay with it. But if this is not, if I am not living out my purpose and the life that you have for me, then please change it. Bring something into my life that spurs me to change. Help me make a change, because I knew I couldn't do it on my own. And I am not kidding you. Be careful what you pray for, because no lie, the next day is when my husband, bless his heart, he's the one that got this email about the test group. It was not sent to me. It was sent to him randomly. I don't really even know if he was supposed to get it. But he got the email with the information, and he was incredibly brave and forwarded it to me and said, hey, this seems like a great weight loss program. You want to try it? And normally I would have been like, he thinks I need to lose weight, which I did. But instead of getting upset, I was like, that's interesting. I'll give it a try. So all of that was totally God. I don't even know how that all happened. And then throughout the journey, especially the first couple of months, there were so many changes happening. My habits were changing. My eating had changed. My family's eating was having to change. I just felt like everything was changing. And so there was a lot of prayer throughout the 4 months, honestly. But as I was going through all that, I could see God's hand at work through everything. And every time I would get on the scale and lose a little bit more weight, it really, and it sounds so ridiculous, but it really felt like there were more chains breaking off. It was like I had just been held captive by my weight, which is unfortunate. And I think a lot of people feel that way. And I wouldn't have said that before. When I was at my heaviest, I wouldn't have said I felt captive or like I was in chains because I was so overweight. But as I experienced more and more freedom throughout those 4 months, and just freedom, like I used to be scared to go up and chat with people because I was so embarrassed about how I looked and so self-conscious about things that I stayed really quiet. I would just try to blend in. And now I am going out and I'm just talking to people and I'm making new friends. And I feel like God has called us to be light. And before I wasn't being light. I was just hiding away from everybody. And now I feel like I'm going out and I am being light to people. And and I know none of y'all knew me before, but the people that did know me before, they will tell you there is a dramatic difference in the way I talk, in the way I approach people, the way I do everything. There's just life inside of me now. And I know that life is Jesus. I know that's where it comes from. But it was all covered up because I was hiding everything behind all of my weight. So throughout the whole thing, I know God's hand was in every little bit of it. I met people I never would have met before. I was able to share my faith with them, and they never would have been in my life if it hadn't been for the test group. And then it kind of came full circle now that I actually got to meet Chenille after the whole test group was over. We met for coffee, and that was a huge blessing. And that was just another God thing, because Chenille was actually the one that introduced me to all of this in the beginning. And I never would have even known what that email was about if I hadn't have talked to Chenille in the first place. So God's hand was in every little bit of it. And I know that there's actually an even greater purpose for all of this. I'm not sure just yet what that greater purpose is. Right now, all of this happened to, I know, break me free from the chains and all of that I was dealing with. And I feel like I've kind of kicked Satan in the teeth right now, because he was holding on to me pretty tight with all of my doubts and my fears. And now I'm free from that. So I refuse to believe that my journey is over with all of this. I don't know what it's going to look like. But right now, I am loving where God has me and just praying and waiting to see where he moves me next.
Yes. Oh, that was awesome. So sweet. Thank you so much. I have one more question that may be helpful for those of us coaches to help. Like, if you could give like maybe 2 to 3 tips for us coaches to help keep you as a challenger motivated. Like, you've already spoken to some of those things that we think aren't a big deal, but to you it is a big deal, because I do think that we can get into that mindset of like, well, they maybe don't need that, or it's not important, or not, maybe not even that. I think that when you've just been doing it for so long, you forget those small things, the small details that really can become the most important details, especially if you are already feeling isolated and alone, and you've now stepped into an uncomfortable situation, and you need someone there for you. So maybe, like, I don't know how to even, maybe you're thinking of some stuff, but just something to help give us some ideas of things of, don't forget the small things, or just top 3 things that helped you throughout yours from a coaching standpoint, like what they did for you that was probably maybe the most helpful.
Really, especially like in the beginning, the most helpful was honestly having someone believe in me, because I didn't believe in myself. And as a person that was overweight, not exercising, not eating well, I had all the strikes against me. That's really hard to decide you're going to make all of these changes. And in the back of my mind, I was like, well, I can make a few changes. Like, I'll eat what I'll eat what I'm supposed to eat, but I'm not sure I'm going to exercise every day or whatever. But hearing every day from a coach that they believed in me, they knew I could do it, that they couldn't wait to see what I was going to look like and feel like and be like when this was over, that was huge, because I didn't believe in myself. And my husband, who is precious and wonderful and was super, super supportive this whole time, he had his doubts too, because he had seen me fail over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. He supported it 100%, but he had already prepared himself for me to quit a month in. Like, he told me that a few days ago. Honestly, he was like, I really didn't know if you were going to finish this thing out. And I did. I was shocked, but my coaches wouldn't let me quit. Like, that wasn't an option. I had told them I wanted to change. They knew why I needed to change, and they wouldn't let me quit. They just kept believing in me and kept encouraging me. So that's kind of, I mean, I know those are things y'all already know, but I feel like that was the game changer for me. Being accountable and being encouraged. Those were the two that were most important to me. And then also when I had questions, it was so nice knowing that there was someone I could reach out to and they would help me. Like if there was something I was supposed to, like, I don't even know what a question was, but so I had trouble with my shakes at first. I couldn't figure out like how to get it, like my consistency was all off and I didn't like the flavor I got at first. I was just having issues. And so they helped me through that. They were like, well, try this or add that. And that was really helpful because if they hadn't have done that, I wouldn't have drunk. I just would have stopped drinking the shake because I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So I needed someone to help me through those little things that you guys are pros at by now because you've been doing it for so long. But for someone new, like seriously, at first I didn't even put my shake in the blender. I was just like shaking it in a shaky bottle, which is fine, but you don't get that nice like consistency.
Yes, it's very different.
So someone had to tell me that.
But that's true. I think that's so true. And I know for myself that I started implementing a new plan for making sure that I touch base individually with each person at least like one time a week. But what I'm hearing you say is that the daily words of something to you spoke volumes, like daily, knowing someone was there daily. So not weekly, but daily. Like to me, that's huge that you just said that, because I think that I'm always scared to be, I don't want to make anyone feel guilty. I think that's where I come in. We're like, I don't want to make you feel guilty. So I don't want to like bug you every day. But at the same time, as a coach, like you stepped into an opportunity to better your life, which comes with a little bit of discomfort, which may be a little uncomfortable. Like, I don't know, girl, that really hit me in a hard way of like, maybe it would be helpful to implement some sort of, I don't know, like, is there some, like, did they say, they were just saying encouraging words of like affirmation to you, or I know you can do this, I can't wait to see how you're going to feel? And like, I'm just thinking in my head, if I could come up with a list of things that I know would encourage me, and then just start dishing that out every day to those that join me, just as a reminder to not even care what they think. I mean, just, like not feel intimidated, or it's again that fear of like, I don't want to be too much. I don't want to this. I don't want to that, but I don't know. Like, do you think that it sounds like that was a huge part of this for you?
It was huge. And honestly, and I can say this because I'm not a Beachbody coach, and I am the person that needed to lose a lot of weight. But when you sign up, like part of the appeal of what you guys do is not only the people that are under you, they not only get the workout program, but they are signing up with a coach to help them. And so I feel like with that, you kind of are giving permission to be bothered. It's not really being bothered, but that's part of it. If I just wanted to buy an exercise DVD, I could do that anywhere. But getting the coach is kind of like the best part of what Beachbody does. And so I feel like if it's going to bother you, then you wouldn't have signed up to work with a coach. And yeah, it wasn't, they weren't harassing me every day. They weren't like, make sure you eat your broccoli. Like they were just, I know you can do this. And they knew stuff about me. Like they knew I had 2 boys. And so a lot of times they're like, I know that you want to be able to go play baseball with your kids outside. So this is what you've got to do. Keep working hard. Don't quit. You're going to feel amazing. Like the coaches that were working with me, that was really what it was, but it was every day. And it was always encouraging and always something that I would be like, okay, I can do this. I can do this for another day. I can totally do it. And so and where I was being as out of shape and overweight as I was, it was a day-to-day thing for me. Like every day I was like, okay, today I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And having someone tell me that I could and that they believed in me was huge. That was huge. So I mean, it may bother like one or two people out of 100, but it's exactly what I needed. So I wouldn't worry about bothering people. I would just encourage them.
No, and I think that's just a huge thing. So I'm so glad that you spoke into that, because I think that it's true. Like when they sign up as a coach, that is what makes it different with a coach than with not a coach, is that you have someone there. And so I definitely am going to take away that in a big way, and maybe come up with some sort of plan for the team of how to invest in others' lives. I think that's just you're just investing in the life that chose you to be their coach. And so I think it's awesome. I think that's all of my questions. And so I just wanted to open up time for anybody else to ask questions. If you have any for Ms. Libby, does anybody else have any questions or comments or anything?
Have you guys all done Country Heat? Have y'all tried it?
I think most people have not. Angela is doing it with me
I
right
love
now.
it.
It's so fun.
I do. I love it.
Good. I'm glad you like it.
Yep.
It was for those of you that haven't tried it. I rolled my eyes when I found out what it was. I was like, really? Country dancing to country music? That's lame.
It's the same thing.
And really, if you just laugh at yourself while you're doing it, you are going to feel silly doing some of the moves. There's one, like you do this action, and it's totally embarrassing. But you're burning calories like crazy, and it's super fun. And what I will tell you, and I think I told Chanel this, if you have someone that is interested in like losing weight and they're really out of shape or really overweight, it's a great place to start, because I had looked at the other Beachbody programs and they intimidated the fire out of me because I knew I couldn't do half the moves. With country dancing, I rolled my eyes, but I knew that I could grapevine, and I knew that I could like mosey or whatever other moves they had. And it got me to where I could do other programs. Mm-hmm. But 5 months ago, I couldn't have done anything else. And so that would have been defeating, and I wouldn't have wanted to do it. So keep it in mind, even if you've never tried it or if you think it's totally lame, keep it in mind, because it might be the perfect fit for someone who is scared to do anything else. And just tell them, just laugh at yourself. It's totally fine.
But it's so true, and I'm glad that you said that too, because for most of us, our least intense, one of our least intense programs is the 21-day fix.
And that's still intense for me.
I mean, and so, but that just like is crazy to me. And I think that just a little reminder, and not crazy that it's hard. That's not what I meant. I mean, like, it's in our minds, because we've been doing this for so long. Like, I don't even think, like, I just think, well, it's low impact. You can make it harder if you want. You can start out with no weights or some weights. Like, and so in my mind, like, there's always ways to make it easier and make it harder. So it seems like the best thing. But in reality, I mean, man, you have no idea. Like, after we had that conversation, I was just like, oh my God, I literally invited almost 300 people to join me last month, and not like, I did not even think that to some of them, that was probably not even like, they were so intimidated that they didn't even know how to respond, and thought, well, if that's what all the programs are going to be like I'm never going to be able to do this, or I don't want to do this, or whatever. So I honestly, after our conversation, I changed up my email of recommendations for people who are just getting started, and Country Heat is the top one on that list because I'm like, it's awesome, it's fun, I'm loving it myself, which I knew I would. I'm a dancer at heart, so it's so much fun. But yeah, like, I think that's, I teach my team how to ask specific questions for people to kind of understand where you're at and how specifically we can help. But I think that now Country Heat, like, opened the door for so many more people, which is just amazing. I love that. So I'm glad that we had that conversation because it really, really helped me too. And now everybody else knows that it's an option. Like for people who, and you may, like people may roll their eyes a little bit or they may think, what? But that's where if they want to work with you and they really want to get some results, then they'll just follow what you recommend and do it.
Yeah, and you guys, there were men in the test group. There were people that had over 100 pounds to lose. There were people that lost almost 100 pounds. One guy lost like 92 pounds in the time we were together. It's legit. I mean, it's silly, but it is the real deal. So definitely keep it in mind. And for those of you that got to be on the call today, when you see an infomercial for Country Heat,
yay, Lizzie! She's gonna be on there.
It's embarrassing now, but it was part of being in the test group.
Yep. No, and I think that, oh my gosh, that's just, I hope that at some point you can like fully own that confidence of the day one to the day now. And even though that day one is kind of a bad place, you know, but just like knowing how far you've come and the beauty of we have to go through certain things will basically turn beauty from ashes. Like you felt like not even yourself, like you knew there was something better. And so I think that that's just amazing. And so many people don't want to do those before pictures. And I always say, like, I know that you don't want to. I know that you don't want to, but you have to. Like, I mean, you have to because that's evidence.
So taking that before picture, seriously, it's like dark. The picture's like dark and dingy because I was like, don't turn on the lights. It's awful. And I was so sad. I cried after I took those pictures. It was horrible. But now, like, I'm almost sad that I didn't take more. I am sad I didn't take more before pictures because I'm like, those pictures are awful. You can't really see how fat I was. And I noticed there's not like daily pictures of me. There's no pictures of me with my kids or with my family from several months ago because I avoided them. And so now I only have a very few before and after pictures, and that's only because Beachbody made me do it. And I was so sad about it, but now I wish I had more. So yes, it is really hard, but I would definitely encourage people to do it. Just, cry afterwards if you need to, but you'll be really happy you have them later so you can show people, look what I did. It's so amazing.
Yes, I totally agree. And it's hard. I remember after my boys and like just being so overwhelmed and feeling disgusted with myself and like, how is this going to be possible and how is this going to work? I like not trusting myself, and it's very, very hard. It's very hard to face that. But I think if we can use that as some sort of empowerment to like, okay, it's go time. Like this is my opportunity to make a change. Let's do it. So thank you for, I'm just so glad that you said yes. I mean, this is like the ultimate said yes story, right? Like I tell people all the time, like you said yes to you, like you own that and realize what your life can be like if you fully go in this all in. And that's exactly what you did. And like, this is so it happens. It's like, it just makes me so happy for you. And just so thankful that we made contact. But this is also an encouragement. That's another reason why I wanted to bring you on, was because as a business owner, we get lots of no's. I mean, people tell us no way more than they tell us yes. And I believe, like, of anything, this is what God's trying to teach me, is that these little seeds that I am planting all over the world, like, I get discouraged sometimes when people don't watch my live videos. Like, I'm like, God, you told me to do this. Like, you told me to do this. Why isn't there people on here? And like, I feel myself like just cringing and sinking, like as I'm talking sometimes, and then like God literally lifts me up, and then I say things and I look back, I'm like, I don't even remember saying what I just said on that video. Like, I don't even remember. So I know it's not of me. And this is the same thing about this journey, and the same thing about people telling no to us. And then finally we get a yes. It's like, it's not about us, right? It's about stepping into this opportunity and just being bold and saying, I have a gift. and I want to share it. And it's your loss if you say no, but I still want to encourage you, and I want to be there. And that's kind of how this relationship with Libby went down of, okay, it's not the right time for her, but I still want to be an encouragement to her, and I still want to show up on Facebook every day to still show Libby like that I'm for real. Like, this is my life. This is what I do, and I love it, and it's an opportunity. And so I want to encourage all the coaches on here that this is our life. And like, if you let it be your life, then you are going to continue to fall into all the things that you know God's calling you to do. What, live videos, posting your workout pictures, encouraging people, following up with people, which is exactly how Libby and I's relationship was. Is I wanted to know. I'm like, oh my God, I know this is like, our life is going to change, and she has no idea. Like, I want to know, I want to hear about it, because I just knew that that's what was going to happen if she fully stepped in. And I believe that when you start incorporating Christ into all of this, like, he meets you where you're at, and if you let him carry you, like, it's unstoppable, right? Because when you do your part and he's already done his part, like, it's a crazy thing that will happen. So I hope that you guys were encouraged by this. And I did record the call, so I'm going to be posting it on my team page, and they're usually, hopefully everybody else will get a chance to watch. It's a hard time for most people, but it's the most realistic for me with my kids being in school. So I'm like, I just got to roll with the best time for me so that I can be fully present. So all right, guys. Well, we are done with the call. Libby, you are welcome to jump off. I'm just going to open up the floor. Tell everybody, thank you so much for being on, taking time out of your day, for being with us.
For having me. Oh, can I say one more thing?
Yes.
So you were just talking about how, even though I was a no at first, you kept posting, and because that's what you do. I did read her posts every single day. I would search her name in my Facebook search box so I could read or see what she was doing every single day. So even though I had told her no and it wasn't the right time yet for me, I still was watching everything she was doing because she was inspiring me, and I didn't know the little seed she planted was just growing until it was ready. So please keep doing what you guys are doing. It is important, and it does matter to people, even if you don't know it does.
Thank you. Thank you, Libby.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for sharing.
Sure. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay. So, like, I literally have been, like, bawling my eyes out the last 2 days and, like, begging God to give me, like, this, Chanel, just keep going. Like, so there you have it. Like, God basically just used Libby to tell me, just keep going. Like, he has a bigger plan and purpose in all this. So I'm so glad that she jumped on. Just been an inspiration to me, but I wanted you guys to see really what is happening in the coaching world and why it can't be about Beachbody. Even though she was in the test group, like, can you fully see how it's not about Beachbody? Like, none of that was about Beachbody, but she got results through Beachbody. So I just wanted to encourage y'all with her story, because the whole thing to me was like, God is just saying, like, it's not about Beachbody. You got to rock your programs. You got to stay consistent on social media. So if I can just say something about that, like, guys, like, I try to make a commitment to show up 3 times a day, and it's not all about Beachbody. It's not all about my workouts. It's not all about that. It's about what Beachbody is doing in my life. And so it's just encouraging to hear. And so I want to continue to encourage you guys that people are watching you. They're watching you. They may watch you for 2 years before they say yes. Like, that's just how this works. But you've got to be consistent with your life and your journey, and don't try to sell the products. Don't always post just about challenge groups. Just share you. And it works. It works. Like, Libby, honestly, let me just tell you this. She had the opportunity to either have Tanya Barron, who is in Insanity and in Size. I don't know if you know her, but Tanya is the front leading lady, Tanya the Machine on Insanity. She is a very influential person in the entire, in the fitness world. Danielle, who is Fit and Funky, who is in a lot of the videos, she's a top coach, and then Melissa McAllister. Those were her coaches. She chose to have me as her coach. She was asked by them to join any one of them she could choose. They're top coaches, guys. But what she told me was they don't have that spiritual faith connection that you have. And I love them and they're amazing and things would be fine. But I just want you to know, like, that's the connection that I have with you, and that's very important with me. So people are watching us. They're watching us, and her story is just super inspiring. And I don't know if she'll ever become a coach at all. You would think it would be easy, right? Like, you would think, like, she'll like, it's no brainer. I'm about to be on an infomercial. But she still has a lot of insecurities of being a coach. And she also is involved in another business, another opportunity. And so she's very torn. And I wish Jamie was on here because Jamie is in the very similar predicament with herself. She decided to go ahead and become a coach because she's doing the programs and Shakeology and get the discount. And then but anyways, long story short, I just wanted to bring her on and share because I just thought, man, she just had so much. There's so many things to take away from her story that I thought would be helpful for you all. So I hope that it was helpful, and I hope that you appreciate that. So thank you for being on. It means a lot to me. Like I said in the beginning, I wanted to open up because after Platinum Edge, I was just like, your team needs to know your vision. Y'all need to know clearly what my vision is, where I'm going, and why I'm not going to stop. And you can choose to push and join that vision. And if you don't jump on board, you're going to feel left behind. You're just going to feel left behind and disconnected, and that's not what I want. Like, you guys joined me for a reason, and as much as you may have been fighting it, and as much as you may feel like you're not made for this, like, we are, and we're going there, and I don't want you to be left behind. So I'm just thankful for each one of you guys. You have no idea how thankful I am, and I definitely am going to always ask for continued prayer for me and my leadership with you all, because I want to be a good leader, but I also want to be your sister. I want us to like sharpen iron, right? So I don't want to be like this leader. I want to be your sister. I want to sharpen us, to sharpen each other, because I learn from you guys too. So we will be done like in a second. So I just want to make sure nobody has any questions or comments about anything, and then we'll be done. Nothing. April, how was your I'm going to stop